Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our MobileManage webinar. My name is Jessica Canellis, and I hope you guys enjoy. Just some quick contact information for you guys. If you have any questions afterwards, we will definitely send them over to Ken Roy. But if you have any questions about anything else, here is all of our contact information. You have Jim Castellano, myself, Jessica Canellis, Gary Cerny, Jim Cooey, Jim McCormick, and Brendan James. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Ken Roy from Progressive Edge to talk about MobileManage.
Okay, thank you. So there we go. Great. Okay, here we go. So thanks for attending, everybody, and we hope that this will give you a little bit of overview into the product, the MobileManage product. This product has been developed over a number of years, really to address what we feel is a big need within the MobileManage product, and that's the shop floor area, whereas you have a couple offerings from Appian of the shop floor manager and then the SMS barcode, which are two separate packages, and they don't really work well together. Whereas this product is one product that really kind of has the capabilities of both products under one product. Plus, I think what you'll see, it's a simpler interface. The screens are mobile. You can walk around with you. You can take them where you need to. Screens are intuitive. So anyway, we'll get in, take a look at the product, and then we'll answer any questions that you have at the end or as they come up as you go ahead. I believe that you can type in questions as they come, and we'll try to get to them as we go through the presentation here a little bit. I like to start off with this screen because it gives us a good flavor of the use cases of this tool. So there's a number of different areas we're showing you out here of people using the product. The top right basically would be someone like in production, you know, at a particular cell, let's say, where they can pull up their dispatch lists, what jobs do I need to work on, priorities of those jobs, but also at that same cell in the same screen, actually, they can pull up all their electronic work instructions. Those can be videos, those can be PDFs, those can be links, URL links to other systems that you might have to look up information on there. So really it opens up the MobileManage product to a world of possibilities and linking that into specific operations on a job. In addition to those two, the work instructions and you know, what do I work on next type of questions, it also has the ability to clock on and clock off jobs. So right through one screen, they can do really just about everything they need to report their time, look up work instructions, and schedule their jobs all throughout the one screen on the system. So those can be a tablet-based, those can be, you know, in this example is a touchscreen monitor mounted on the wall, or they can be a desktop type of thing. So we'll talk a little bit more about the types of devices you can use this on. Top left is a guy in a forklift going out doing transfers. So that's basically what that screen is. That I don't expect you to see the screens here, but he's doing transfers, moving product, putting away product. So after the product's been received, putting it away on the different shelves using scanning technology to do that. The bottom left is a electronic dispatch list. So these are all the, this would be like your bill of material for this particular job, showing you all the different components. But not only does it show you what you need, it shows you where you can go get it. So the inventory, the lots, the location of it, all of the available inventory is always displayed to the user on the screen. And you see, this is a screen you can kind of get a good feel for. Very simple interface, all scannable. You don't need to have a barcode to use it, but it works very nicely when you do have barcodes as well. And the bottom right is just someone prepping stuff for shipping, assigning product or jobs to shippers and things like that. So A number of different use cases, just kind of gives you the use cases of this particular application on your shop floor. I'm going to start talking about, if I can move to the next slide, there we go. 3 goals of the system is to collect information, obviously labor, issues, things like that, you know, moves to inventory, the basic information that you would be collecting, but also to deliver information. So we wanted to enable the shop floor personnel out there. As I mentioned, when you're picking product, where is the product? Where can I go get it? What locations is it located in? If you're doing things like lot control, where are the available lots? What's the oldest lot? So being able to provide the person out on the shop floor information from your ERP system. And enhance, there's a lot of different areas that we've actually enhanced the flow of Made to Manage. Obviously, we have in the background, we have to keep Made to Manage happy, but there's a lot of things we can do and do to streamline the interface, streamline the number of steps you have to use within the system, and obviously make it a lot more intuitive than the capabilities that you have in your ERP product. This is a product, our mindset on this product is the shop user. And that's basically how we kind of decide what do we do and how do we do it. Does the shop floor need it? Does the shop floor user need this information? If they don't need this information, we didn't build it into the product. So you're not going to see a lot of reports. You're not going to see dashboards with trends and things like that. It's really not what the shop floor user is doing out on the floor. They need to do their transactions. They need to do them simply and easily, and that's what this product's designed to do. The different ways or devices that we can run on our desktops, certainly forklift mounted tablets, mobile carts are becoming, they just kind of a lot of interest in that, where you have a cart that you push around with like a laptop on it and a mobile printer. So, and you can push it wherever you want out on the floor, handhelds, things like that. Reasonable screen sizes. So part of being a good interface is that it's usable, right? We didn't go any smaller than an 8-inch screen size for our tablet design. For purposes of it, we wanted to make it usable. You see a lot of those smaller screen sizes that are really tiny. They're not really usable. Maybe they give you a little couple pieces of information, but they're not going to present all the information that we do. So we go from an 8-inch type tablet up, and certainly can run on a desktop as well. We're fully compatible with Made to Manage. So at the end of the day, the information that we're putting into the system is completely usable within Made to Manage. So I like to tell people that you can use receiving in our system in the morning and Made to Manage in the afternoon. Or you can issue through the Made to Manage screens, or you can issue through our screens. The data is getting to the database exactly the same way. We think that we do it better than the Made to Manage capability. So mobility without compromise, that's kind of what we're talking. We want to enable the shop floor user, not make their job harder or make it more cumbersome. Improve base functionality of Made to Manage. There's just a number of areas that we do that. We have an allocation system. The lot controls is completely streamlined from the Made to Manage screens within the system. Number of different areas. Being able to issue material to a job that's in an open status, not necessarily release status. So those are all capabilities that we have within the system. And they're flags. You can turn this capability on and off. The mobile design versus a keyboard and mouse. I know Appian says that their shop floor manager will run on a tablet. You could probably run it on a tablet, but is it usable on a tablet? It's not really usable on a tablet. There's too much information. The tabs don't work the right way. It's not designed to use with your finger. And where our screens are, everything's designed to be used off a touch screen or a tablet. So we've improved the processes. Flexible barcode implementation. Everyone wants to get into this product. Hey, we want to get into barcoding. but everyone will also say, or most people say, hey, we're not there yet. We haven't even started. We don't have barcodes on everything. So when we developed this system, we realized that, and it will run with barcodes or no barcodes. Obviously, where we want to get to is having you scanning, just from the ease of use and the reliability of that. But you can scan the barcodes that MobileManage has. You can look up information with your finger or touching that way on the screen. So there's a lot of different ways you can do to, say, pull up a job, or to enter in, I work 10 hours on this particular part, or whatever it might be. So we don't have to have the barcodes, but they definitely enhance the system greatly. So again, the last point is present the relative information the user will need without needing a keyboard or mouse, because that's what the tablet. You're going to walk around, you're not going to have a keyboard, you're not going to have a mouse. Flexible barcode implementation. We've really settled in on the QR codes for a lot of reasons. First of all, we can read the old style barcodes. As I mentioned, we can read the barcodes on the top of your traveler, or pick lists, or receivers, or whatever you have barcoded out there. We can read those. But when we create new barcodes, we will highly recommend that you go into a QR code type of scenario. The big reason is that they're very durable. They just last. They're easy to scan. You've probably seen maybe at your Home Depot or something like that, you're trying to scan something and you got to move it up and down to get the reader to read it. QR codes just read fast and easy, and almost every time. They don't change size, so the more information you have in a QR code, it stays the same size, so it works great for labels, things like that. Plus, we can program in. We can make our QR codes contain just about any information you want us to. We like to embed in the part number, rev, but also the lot number, where if you're lot control. That way, when people are picking product to issue to a job, they can scan the QR code. They don't have to enter in lot numbers or anything. I have all that information available to me, so one scan provides all of that information, and then it's pretty much just basically telling me where did you pull it from and how many. So it really makes the whole scanning process much easier. Number of different areas, from enhanced functionality, staging locations, paperless job picks, put away functions, material allocations, a lot of shipping efficiencies, a lot of serial number efficiencies, and a lot of labor efficiencies, entering in labor. We have a one-click time reporting, so we can take a look at some of that capability. Labeling, we want to get into barcodes, we got labels. So a lot of people look at that as an afterthought. Well, you can use this product over here, or this product over there to create labels. Ours is embedded in the product. We install it, we design your label for you, and your labels can look like anything. That's just an example. Oh, you're not seeing the camera, that's right. But your labels can look, you can put logos on them, QR codes, we can have job information, vendor information. We've done quite a bit on the labeling side of things, but it comes with the product. So there's the number of different modules. We have a lookup, which is just basically general information, so I don't have to run to MobileManage to look it up. Receiving that's the e-receipt. E-pick is the issuing, material status, if you will. E-dispatch is my dispatch list, work cell reporting, labor reporting. Your moves to inventory, transfers, moving from location 1 to location 2, e-shipping, shipping product, basically staging your shipping products, creating your shippers from the standpoint of allocating, assigning product to your shippers, and then the whole time reporting is part of the product as well. So Progressive Edge, 25 years in business. Really, all we do is MobileManage. It keeps us busy. And our applications, we have the MobileManage product here that we'll be taking a look at, and then we have another product that's called the Bill of Material Manager. So that is us in a nutshell, and we'll kind of get into the software here. Jessica, if there's any questions, I'll read them off as I transfer here. And otherwise, we'll get into a little bit of showing you the product.
There are not any questions, but if you guys do, please throw them down in the box and Ken will be happy to answer any of them for you.
Okay, so obviously receiving is an important part of the product. We're not on that yet. So we'll look up the lookup. Just wanted to show you, a lot of times you just got to run out, you want some information on a particular part. So I got my scanner here. I got a little wedge reader scanner I'm going to be using. You can't see it, but I have some QR codes in front of me. I'm just going to scan. Let's say there's a box out there with a label and there's a QR code. I can just scan that QR code and up pops all of these. Basically, this screen is basically similar to an on-hand by location. I see my locations, I see my bins, I see my overall quantity, and then down below, I'm going to see, other information out here. So in this particular case, I'm looking at what's on order. So I see that I have 3 open purchase orders for this particular product. Good information, when they're due in, what are the quantities on each of those. Commitments tab, here's the jobs that are going to consume that product, that need that product. They might be sales orders as well. Over here on the left, we have a bunch of information that really each customer can tailor. This is just information out of your item master or related products. We could pull up extension fields as well. So if you have extension fields, you want to pull up information out there, no problem, we can do that. So you can kind of customize this panel to show the information that's important to you as a company. And then we have, if you're lock control, let me just scan in the lock control part. So let me get to the lock control part here. I'm going to scan on that QR code. Likewise, it's just showing you, here's the part numbers. So when I highlight a part number, I'm showing you the various lots, the expiration dates, what's on hand, what's available. So all of that information basically was through just scanning a QR code. And then on the shop floor, you have all that information. You don't have to run the MobileManage. One other point on this product as well is if you're using this product, we do not consume MobileManage user licenses. So this is not, we don't even have to have MobileManage on our tablets or on our devices. We're going right to the SQL database to get this information. So that's a little bit about the lookup. We'll quickly go through the receiving functions here. Let me just get to the base screen. So receiving works as you would expect it. There's a lot of different ways actually you can make receiving work. You can look at, we'll pull up the open purchase orders by vendor, by job, by part number, or obviously a common one is by PO line. So here are all my POs out there. I'm going to look up Simpson Tool and Die. I'm just going to click on it. Everything else goes away. So I see that Simpson Tool and Die has one line item on order. I double click on this particular part. I scan it or touch. When I say double click, I can double click if I'm using a mouse, or I can touch with my finger if I'm just using the tablet. Enter in the receiving. How many are you going to receive here? So 12. How many containers? Must have received some already. Yes, I did. I only need 10. So I'm going to say no. Let's put it 10 here. How many containers? This is how many labels I need. Okay, so let's just say they're all in one box and I only need one label out. But this is where I start my labeling process. As soon as I OK print here, press the OK print button, the product is on hand, and I get a label. It spits out a label printer that I can slap on the part. And at that point, it can go into an accounts payable invoice if need be. So it's here. MobileManage is happy. I've got all the things to do the invoicing, and I have a label in hand that I could slap on the product. And I can, if I needed 5 labels, I could enter in 5 labels. If it's lot serial number controlled, you can enter in as many labels as you need for the different lot numbers or whatever it might be. So you can receive into a staging location. So as products coming in the door, I don't have to worry about where it's going to out on the shop floor or in the warehouse. I can receive everything into a staging area and then do what we call a put away process later to put that, drive around on my forklift and put that product away just by scanning the different locations on the racking that we would have labeled out there. So a number of different ways, but it's pretty easy. We've designed it to be paperless. And there's a lot of different ways you can use each of these modules. This is just one way that probably makes sense for most customers. Any thoughts or questions on that? I guess I don't. If there are no questions, I'll continue on. So that's the receiving. We're going into the picking screen now, and just kind of show you what I like to call tablet mode versus desktop mode. So what we're looking at right now, the way this screen is, and the previous screen we saw, this is the tablet mode. This is what it would look like on a tablet, and it's really designed for an 8-inch tablet. So from there, it just would get bigger. If I'm operating on a desktop, I just maximize it, and now I'm operating on the desktop. So a little bit more real estate, a little bit more information, but no matter how I'm looking at it, same functionality, whether you're on a tablet or a desktop or a touch screen or any of the devices that we support. This is I scanned a job number, I scanned job 45 up here, and this is the pick list for job 45. There's a couple of different colors on here. There's a blue, there's gray, there's green, and there's just regular white and black. So the blue means that this is a particular lot control part. So this is a part that would have lot controlled information component. I click on that, and then down below, what we're always showing you is where I can go get it. So I'm walking around, and the way this is designed is this is on a tablet, and I'm walking around in the warehouse picking product. So here's the products that I need to pick. I click on a particular line, and down below it's going to show me the location bins. And in this case, since it's serial number, the lot numbers, and in this case, I could actually sort the expiration date. So the oldest stuff first, have it at the top, so they know what to pick and in what order to pick it. So that's a blue item. Then we're going to come down here to just a regular stock item. This is just the white lines, which is just the location bin. Pretty much the same information, no lot information on that. Again, whatever line we're picking on, we're always showing you the user where they can go get this information. And then the green row here, this is a buy item. So this is an item that is purchased to the job. So we all know that that's not inventory within MobileManage. But what we're showing you is that at this particular point in time, I kind of need the material, so it'd be good to show it to them on their pick list. And when I show it to them on their pick list, if it's a buy item, we're showing you the purchase order, last promise date of that purchase order, how much on that purchase order, and how much has been received on that purchase order. So in this particular case, we got a ways to go. I need 100. I only got one on order, and I haven't received any of them. But to the user out on the floor, hey, they know. They didn't have to go any place special to look up that information. We're presenting it to them. If you're picking for multiple parts, so I can actually be picking for multiple jobs at the same time. So now I'm picking for job 45 and 44 all in one time. You see them interdispersed there. And then I have a consolidated or combined view here. So now here's my pick list for all of the jobs that I've listed up here. This little 2 or 1 tells you how many components under there. And then when I expand that out, it shows me the individual job requirements. So all this is available on a tablet as I walk around and pick information for this. Now picking the information, I'm going to move back into the tablet mode here. So now I'm back on my tablet, and I'm walking around picking this information just to show you how easy it is to pull this information. So I went into the edit mode, which is kind of, okay, I'm going to start issuing this stuff. And I'm going to, you can't see it, but I have a sheet with different QR codes on it. And I'm going to scan some QR codes here. So the first one I'm going to scan is that EF1201. And I scan that part. And where did I get to? I didn't get into the scan mode, sorry. Okay, I got to get in my scan mode. I scan that part. Okay. What happens is the line, the orange line, moved to that part within the bill of material. What it does is a validation. And it's saying, okay, you just scanned the part number. Let me check to make sure it's on the bill of material, or on the pick list, same thing type of thing. But so it highlights that, says, yep, it's here. And then what I would do, so I scan the part number, and then I would scan the location I want to pull it from. So we're going to pull from 101. So I'm going to scan that bin, option that bin. And then because I'm on a tablet, in the tablet mode, a little numpad pops up here. And I can say, okay, here's my numpad. So how many are you going to pick? I'm going to pick 10. I'm using my finger, right? And I just picked 10 pieces. So all I did is I scanned the QR code on the label, I scanned the location I'm pulling it from, and I entered in the quantity. All mouseless on a tablet out in the back. And now my material is allocated to this particular job, and I can go on to the next one. So I can go scan the next part, it would find it within the job, and enter the location I'm going to pull from, and enter the quantity. So that's issuing real time, directed picks. It's directing you to where to go get the material, and it's happening in real time. So, any questions yet, Jessica?
Yes, there's one that came up. They were wondering if you could show a sample label from the e-receipt.
I can't. If can I get my camera on?
I don't think it lets us do that on here.
Okay. I'd be happy. You can basically, I normally do in a demo, have a bunch of labels. It can look like anything you want it to look. That's what I tell you. We put logos on them. We put QR codes. We get vendor information, lot information, user-defined fields. Just about any type of information we can get out there, as long as it's related to a PO, receiver, or part number. So anything within that realm, we could easily pick up and print on a label for you. And typically our labels are 3x5s or 4x6s that people are doing. But we have some that are doing smaller labels, like a 1x2. And all of them, the common thread along all of them is that they have a QR code.
Okay. I will get with this person so you can show them some stuff later.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so onward. The dispatch. This is really pretty cool. Let me just clear out my jobs here. The dispatch list, again, does a lot of things. It's what do I work on? So I'm going to show it to you there. I've got highlighted my drill operation. I'm going to go into my dispatch list or dispatch mode. So click on that and go into my dispatch mode. And here are the next 4 jobs I need to work on. Okay. So how does it determine that list? We have a base algorithm, but we can edit that algorithm by user or by company. So we can tailor it to your specific needs, but it will look at all the things you would expect it to look at: the job priorities, how many have been completed in the previous operation, is the job released, is it, is this work center percent complete, is quantities already been completed in it, or how many left to be completed. So a lot of different factors we can build into that algorithm. And again, it's customizable, editable by you as a user. Basically, we can go in and add features like maybe make items have a higher priority than stock items or something along that line. So bottom line is what it does is it runs, you're in the drill work center. It says go out and get the next 4 jobs. Why does it only come up with 4? Because that's the limit I told it to. On my particular, you can set that limit to anything. So it goes out and gets the next 4 jobs out there and brings them up to the screen. So this is the order I need to work on. So I'm going to go out to this job. Okay, this is the first job I need to work on. I'm going to check it. I'm going to clock onto that job, and I'm clocked onto that job. Okay, so now we're going to see our minutes. I just got to wait a minute here, and we'll see it tick up here. As soon as it gets a minute, it'll tick up and say 1 minute, and then it'll go to 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then an hour. So it's kind of a real-time job clock. It's just going to tell me how long I've been onto this particular operation, and as soon as it gets to a minute, we can clock off it. So it also shows you, you know, the blue means that you're clocked on, you're currently clocked on. The guy's name is green, that means he's clocked on. So now we have a minute over here. We have a little efficiency calculation up here. So I haven't done anything today, so my efficiency is 0. But now I have a minute clocked down, so now I'm going to clock off this. I'm going to check the box. You notice the box now says off before it's on. And it comes up and it says, okay, you're in tablet mode, so I'm going to bring up a numeric keypad, so it's easy for you to enter in. You're going to enter in how many pieces you completed, how many pieces you scrapped, and then you're going to do an OK, and I'm off. So that's labor report. That's clocking on, clocking off. That's simple. So we can answer if you have questions on more specific questions. How do we handle this? How do we handle that? We've got it handled. And we wanted to present it to the user as simply as possible. And we can actually get the clock in and clock off down to 1 click. 1 click on, like we saw in the clock in, and 1 click off, where we default the quantities actually. So really easy to do. And the next job down here, the clock on. But now I'm going to take you down to this last job here. So we've looked at it, showing me the next 4 jobs. We've looked at here's your list. And we looked at how easy it is to clock on and clock off these jobs. And we have a lot of features in here. We got like a clock on, auto off. So all they have to do is clock on the jobs, and it will automatically clock them off the job they were working on. So lots of neat things out there that make labor reporting a lot simpler. But on this particular job, I've set it up so it has some different things out there. It's I-141, and we see these different links. I'm going to just come over here and bring up that job directly, because I want to show you some things about that. So I-0141, scan that job. I'm still filtered by this particular cell, so I'm going to just move that to all. So now I'm going to see basically I-0141. Okay, so basically I'm looking at my routing. And we all know about CAD 1, CAD 2, CAD 3 in MobileManage. Useful. They are images or documents that you can set up at the job level. And you can have like 3 drawings tied to this particular job. Some of the limits of those is there's 3 of them. So they also are at the job level. So regardless of whether I was working on operation 10, 20, 30, 40, it would be the same image. And we can certainly bring this information up. I can click on this and we open it up. So it's out on a tablet, so no problem bringing those things up. Different images that you might see that are tied to CAD 1, CAD 2, CAD 3. But in addition to that, okay, we can have what we call these different links. So in this particular case, I move my cursor over, you see that it's going to not CAD 1, CAD 2, it's going to just a URL out there. So this is actually just going to a URL out on my local drive, okay, but that you're not limited to that either. If I come down to this inspection operation, I have now blue links, which are job level links. So these are going to be the same. Those 3 images are going to be the same whether I look at it on 10 or 40, same images, but the yellow links are specific to an operation. So I have a link out here, and you see here it's tied to my SharePoint. Okay, the user doesn't have to worry about that. He's just going to click on the button. Oh, there's a link out here. That's going to take me out to a PDF document. Okay, not magic, not rocket science in any form or fashion, but now it's tied to a specific operation. I just tied that document to the inspection operation 40 for this particular job. Over here, we have an inspection form. When I click on that, so I'm in an inspection operation, it'd be great to bring up a form for them to fill out. I click on that form, and it brings me up a Google Doc. Okay, so I'm in Google Forms right now. And it says it fills in the job number, the inspector, and it tells me, okay, here's what I want you to measure, enter your results here, give me an overall condition, and submit it. Where does that get? It says your response has been recorded. Where does that go? It goes into your Google Docs database, okay? And someone gets an email that says, hey, someone just filled out a new form. The operator has this form at his fingertips. He fills it out or does whatever he needs to do, and it goes off and it's submitted paperless. And again, you can tie these different things to specific operations within your routing. I'm just going to maximize this again just so you can kind of see how we're doing some of this. So down here, I see my job notes. This is basically your memo field. Let me just double click on that, make it big. So I have my job notes here, which is basically my job memo field. And all we're doing is embedding into the memo field hyperlinks. And I don't care what hyperlink you put in there, it will recognize it. And when it sees a hyperlink in the job notes field, it's going to create one of these blue buttons, okay, that the user can click on very easily. These operational notes are notes out of your memo fields, out of your routing. And all we're doing is tying hyperlinks to the operation of routing memo field. And so in operation 40, these are my two links that are tied to it, and that's how these two buttons are coming up. We don't change made to manage. I don't make you maintain a separate database or anything like that. We're just using the memo fields. Made to manage, I pull this up in made to manage. This text will be there, but it will be black and it won't be clickable. So a couple of things. I know I spent a little bit of time in the dispatch list, but the dispatch list is very cool. I'm going to kind of summarize the rest of this because we're kind of reaching our limits here. We got to move to inventory, so putting product out of production onto the shelf. Moving is our transfer, moving it from, it's not, it's just you scan the part you want to move, you pick the location you want to move from, and you scan the location you're going to move to. Really simple. eShip is shipping, assigning product. eShip can work a lot like the picking screen, where, okay, if I'm shipping from a stock, I need to go get it, right? I need to go get it on the shelf and bring it to shipping, where I have a staging process that I can use that will transfer the material from the shelf into the staging location. And then when I ship it, ring the bell and made to manage, it will move that inventory, as it does now, out of the shipping staging location versus the shelf. And then if it's a make to order, we actually have an ability to assign that job to that shipper. And we got some neat things coming out in that area for make orders as well. Kind of being able to relieve inventory just by assigning it to a shipment of the components. So some neat things. And then the time, when we did the time, this is another thing that we talked about, the feedback. So I'm on my tablet again, walking around or wherever it might be for my particular user. At any point in time, I can come to the screen and see what my labor transaction has been. It says I clocked in, I came in for the day at 12:46. My first job I worked on was this. We only worked a minute on it. We didn't complete any. But this list will just grow as the person performs his jobs throughout the day, and he can see what he did, rather than call up front and say, hey, did I clock off that job or do that or whatever. So that's kind of our overview, and I'll just stop there and see if any questions come in.
Let's see. No, there are not any more questions.
Okay.
But thank you for your time today, and we will get you in touch with the person who wanted to see some sample labels, see if we can get anything going there. But thank you for your time today. And I'm going to go ahead and put our contact information up, so if you guys have any questions after this, you can email any one of us here. Jim Cooey is a really good one because he'll get you in touch with Ken and answer any questions you have. But thank you, everybody, and have a good rest of your day.